If you are looking for a job in digital marketing agencies, apply at RepStack. Today I have Jamal with me.
And that's where RepStack Learning Academy came in. They really polished all of my skill sets, and it's also important to have a coachable mindset as well.
We really focus a lot on executive presence at RepStack.
First impressions matter.
Yeah, first impressions matter.
Our senior associates used to guide us and tell us, okay, you need to do this instead of that. If you have that mindset that I need to do good to others, and eventually that will happen for me as well.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my next episode of Know Your EA. I think that's the name just came to my mind actually. So we have before we start, I would like to introduce that if you are looking for a job in digital marketing agencies, apply at RepStack. If you're just a starter beginner, we have RepStack Learning Academy where you can enroll, and it's a months-long program. Where you can get the crux of digital marketing, and you just get exactly what you need for RepStack job as well. So we have 80% people who have applied in RepStack Learning Academy, and then they move from there to RepStack. And then, of course, if you have a couple of years experience, apply at RepStack. You'll be hired, you'll be trained, and you'll be placed with amazing salaries and increments and bonuses and whatnot. So do that. And coming to today, I have Jamal with me. He's been with us at RepStack for a year and a half, and again, a great person. I know him from at least a year or so. Always good to see him, always good to talk to him. Welcome, Jamal.
Thanks for having me, Yavar bhai. Good to be here.
You're welcome.
How are you?
I think you've won this cap because of 14th August. Is it that, or it's just a coincidence?
No, it's currently right now when we're recording, it's 13th of August. So yeah, we're in full spirits of the.
Yeah, I'm wearing that too. So yeah, awesome. So tell us a little bit about your background, Jamal. Where you're from, and we come from the same school. So of course, you can see the brightness there. But tell us a little bit about where you've been raised, and from which university did you graduate, and how did you end up at RepStack?
Okay, so I am born and raised in Islamabad. I completed my FSc from Bahria College, Islamabad, same as the Siddiqui brothers. Yeah. And I also completed my bachelor's in accounting and finance from FAST University, Islamabad. And I came to know about RepStack through a company session that was held by Noreen, who was director HR at one time. And there's a really funny story about that. When Noreen came to our classroom to give us a session about RepStack and what's it all about, I heard her and I thought, this is the place to be. I want to join this company ASAP. I went home, I sent out my application, and I didn't get selected. And I was devastated. I was I knew where I wanted to be and I didn't get it. Yeah. So for the next 6 months, I started working on my skill sets. I started gaining more experience in the field that I wanted to get the job. And I also asked around some of my friends who were working at RepStack that what's the criteria and how can I land this job? And after I graduated, I got the job, and nice. I was ecstatic that I got it. I got in, I accomplished my goal. So yeah, it was an amazing experience.
So did you have any previous experience before that, or you just, this was your first job?
I had a little bit of experience as a junior SEO executive at Estate Land Marketing. It's a real estate company. It was mainly based on doing SEO work, drafting blog posts, stuff like that. So I had a little bit of experience, but I still needed to polish my skill set. So I had to work on learning new stuff, and that's where RepStack Learning Academy came in. They really polished all of my skill sets in terms of, when I started, I didn't know what ClickUp was. Yeah. I had never heard of Go High Level. So what's great about RepStack Learning Academy is that not only do they teach us surface level stuff as if what is go high level, what are the different types of CRMs, not that fluff. It focuses on what you need to do, what your clients require from you. So that's a really plus point that I found working at learning from RepStack learning.
Yeah, I think it's more about, utilizing those days, that's a month and a half. So we don't want any, extra noise, as we call it. We have to be focused and, get to the point, the things that are being used in the digital world right now. So, you can tell about, all right, there is this technology, that technology, all that kind of nonsense. But you got to get on, because we need you guys, right? So we need you polished in the stuff that you're going to be working on, instead of, your general knowledge, to be honest. So great point there, Jamal. And so one thing about Jamal, there is another thing which keeps him, a little different from the others, is that he's working with 2 clients right now. We'll come to how you manage them later, but tell us your roles with both the clients, and then we'll move from there.
Sure. So I am currently onboarded with Brian Basic, the owner of Citadel Hardscape Marketing, and my other client is Max from Nerd Digital. So with Brian, I'm mostly working on creating blog posts, making sure that the website content on for our different clients is top notch and perfect to the T. And I also am working on different, collaborating with rest of my coworkers. Like for example, Ahmed is our account manager, also from RepStack. He's also working with us, and I'm collaborating with him, asking him if the clients need anything done. And apart from that, for when I start my second shift with Max, that includes working on Facebook Ads Manager, creating the content for those ads, making sure that the social media for our clients is set up properly, the content is being churned out, and that's pretty much it.
So mainly you're into content creation.
Exactly. Yep.
Tell us a little bit about what are the tools that you're working on, and how have you been, how have you been learning those tools?
So I got to learn about Canva through RepStack Success Academy. There are a couple of courses that teach you some of the basics. And apart from that, I am mostly working through Surfer SEO. I use that for blog posting purposes. It generates all of the content that you need. It tells you what are the wordings, the number of words that you need, the number of headings, how many paragraphs, images that you need for your blog post to rank in the top results on Google. And I also use, like I mentioned, Canva for content creation, for Facebook ads, video ads. I also use Premiere Pro for video editing and stuff, but Canva is a great tool for that regard. And I also use Go High Level slightly for automations, setting up any kind of email campaigns. So I truly believe that you have to be a jack of all trades. And as a digital marketer, it's an ever-growing market, so you need to be on the top of your game.
Yep. And you mentioned GHL. So I think 99.9% people in the digital agency space in the US, they're using it. And what an amazing tool. I mean, the kind of, I'm not working on it, but I can see the, features that they're adding every now and then, with now WhatsApp messages and all kind of automations. Literally, we've moved our HR into GHL. So Jamal, tell us a little bit, because you're working with like a lot of people there. So tell us a little bit about how do you culturally connect with them, and is it easy for you to connect with them, or you're still the outsider in those companies? How does that work?
So what I try to do is get to know my client on a one-to-one level. Like, what are their likes? What's their life like? Apart from professional obligations, I also tend to ask them sometimes, like, what's going on in their life? How's their personal life? Is everything okay with their family and stuff? So I think it's important to lead with empathy, try to see things from their perspective, and just make sure that when you're working with any kind of international clients, to be professional. I think that's key point that a lot of people who are new to this field, they disregard, they don't take it seriously. Making sure that your executive presence is top notch, making sure that you're proactive, you are taking things seriously. You have and it's also important to have a coachable mindset as well.
Yeah, very important. Very important. I think coachable mindset is something that will really, really get you through in any field. Not only over here, it's any field. You talked about the executive presence. I think everybody at RepStack knows about it, but there might be people who are not part of RepStack. What is executive presence, if you can tell us a little bit about that?
So the crux of it is that you need to make sure that you're sitting in a quiet environment, the lighting is perfect, and you're dressing as well. A lot of people, when they're working online, it's kind of a norm to be in your pajamas.
Yeah.
But I think it's best that you are dressing up properly, that it's appropriate. And it also sets up the tone for the rest of the day as well.
Yeah.
Like it's better if you are just in a professional attire. And it's also important to have a proper internet connection. You don't want those technical difficulties. So that's just the basis of having a proper executive presence.
Yeah. And we really focus a lot on executive presence at RepStack. One of the reason being that we are a remote company, and these are the issues that you will see. All right, I don't need to dress up because I'm working from home. But that camera screen, you have to be your top-notch game over there. Once you're once you're on that screen, how well you're dressed, how your lighting is, everything that creates an impact on the other person. So it's just like meeting somebody. It's like going on a date with somebody. You're going on a date and you don't have, you're not on your full game. It's no use.
First impressions matter.
Yeah, first impressions matter. So that's what it is. And then secondly, even sometimes I just I put on my perfume as well, just to make myself feel like as if I'm going to meet somebody. And it really helps a lot. It does. It makes a huge difference in what you're gonna talk, how the other person is gonna respond to you. So I think that is one of the things that is very important at RepStack. Lot of people talk about Jamal, the culture of RepStack. That you guys have created a great culture. I know those days when you would not even meet one of your EAs or anybody. So tell us a little bit about what kind of culture you're working in at RepStack, and how does it motivate you in your day to day?
When I started off, when I was a new associate at RepStack, the first thing I noticed was how helpful everyone was. I needed guidance if I'm for example, working on Go High Level. It was a new platform. You're slightly confused, how does this work? What's the intricacies of Go High Levels can be slightly overwhelming. So in those instances, our senior associates used to guide us and tell us, okay, you need to do this instead of that. And that is what, as someone who's been working for at least a year and a half, I try to take forward for newer associates. How can I assist them? How can I make them do a better job? So I think that's a key point. And coming back to what I said, leading with empathy, that's a big thing. That if you have that mindset that I need to do good to others, and eventually that will happen for me as well, I think that's a big plus. So kudos to the upper management of RepStack for making sure that it is such a cohesive environment for its associates that they can learn and grow.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, we really work hard on that. I mean, we really want that to happen, as you talked about empathy, that's the key. That's the key. Last thing, Jamal, what would you suggest somebody who's just joining RepStack, or just, joining RepStack Learning Academy, or just, wants to start digital marketing? What would be your words of wisdom for him, her?
For RepStack, if someone is watching and they are a part of RepStack Learning Academy, again, it's about having a coachable mindset. if you are willing to learn, then you can overcome any challenge. And again, you have to be proactive. You need to have that proactive nature if you want to get stuff done. And personally, if I give my own example, I have been working for almost 2 years in this field, but I'm still upskilling any kind of new stuff that I can learn from either Coursera or even at RepStack Learning Academy. There are a couple of trainings that you can take as well to get more ingrained with any kind of field that you are in.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing plus point that I feel like that everyone should take advantage of. Like,
it's a lifelong thing. I think learning is something that you cannot leave. So Jamal, great talking to you. Thank you for being here. And a lot of great wisdom from you. And I hope people who are watching, you'll take a few notes of what he's doing, how he's doing stuff. And it was a pleasure talking to you.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a good one.